Has it ever happened to you that a week before the end of the month, you find yourself tight on your finances and the money that you've earned last month wasn't enough? If your answer is yes, you're probably having trouble using your money in the best way, and you don't have a budget in place. Or if you do, you are not being strict with it, and it's time to take care of your pocketbook and your finances, and of course, your family. Having a personal budget is not something that only our parents used because they were adults and wanted to do it. Now that we are of age, we see the importance of taking care of our budget and of course saving. So get ready, because today I bring you a great video in which I will talk about the importance in saving in these times of crisis and how to combine it with a budget. Stay until the end of the video because I will tell you a secret that very few people know. If this is the first time you watch one of my videos, I invite you to subscribe and activate the notifications. Now, let's get into the video. Do you know what it means to have a budget? I'm not talking about the definition that there is plenty of information on the internet about. I'm talking about the importance of a budget in our daily life. Imagine that you earned $1,000 a month and you get paid the money monthly. If you receive the money, let's say today in the afternoon, and you go running to your girlfriend and ask her out, then you go with your friends to party and then spend again. Then the next day, you don't want to cook, you have to go get breakfast at a nearby cafe. By the third day, you're down to $100 of your entire paycheck and a month to go before your next one comes. This is what can happen to you if you don't plan your expenses, and above all, if you don't save. The budget is your best ally and your best tool that will allow you to know what your income and expenses are in a given time and to know how much you can allocate to savings. Its objective is to prevent and correct financial mistakes and guarantee that you basically make ends meet. We often think that a budget is synonymous with financial restraint, but this is not really the case. A budget is the most effective way for you to know yourself and know where exactly you're putting your money day after day or month after month. What do I mean by this? Knowing where you are putting your money helps you know how to distribute it more evenly. Not to restrict yourself from doing what you want to do, but to be able to move funds around so that you can keep doing what you want to do without affecting your savings or your pocketbook. In order for you to learn to know yourself as a consumer, I will first give you some tips on how to learn to budget. You don't need to be an expert accountant to do that. You need to have the desire, and that's it. All right, for one, write down how much money you earn. This is as simple as writing down how much money comes into your pocket, whether it's a salary or an allowance. Include all the sources of income you have, such as a job, a side business, or something that you just make money on the side. But write it down with tax or deductions already included. This way, you will know the real amount of the money that you will have, and you will be able to be better adjusted for your expenses. You will know how much you can save. It will prevent you from falling short in case of emergency or unforeseen event. 2. Identify your expenses for the second step. It is necessary to know how much you are going to spend and on what. Therefore, make a list of fixed and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are those that are the same month after month, such as a cell phone, tickets, gasoline, electricity bill, phone bill, etc. If you have a fixed expense that vary from month to month, for example, what you spend on gasoline or a salon, then assign that average figure. For example, what you spend on gasoline or a salon, then assign that average figure. That is to say, if last month you spent $600 and then this month you spent $625, I would say calculate an extra $50 to cover yourself, being the final amount to put as a fixed expense of the month for about $650. Then calculate your non-permanent expenses that you can somehow control. Here are the expenses like for clothes, going to the movies, going out to restaurants, etc. 3. Make 2 small accounts. These accounts will save you from emergency expenses, and the other is the one that you will create in the habit that you can help achieve many things, contingencies and saving. The money that you allocate to both does not have to be much and depends on how much you earn and what project you would need in case of an emergency situation. Ideally, you should put about 5% in contingencies and 10% of your income in savings. Of course, this can be more. Everything will depend on your income. Number 4, find a method of operation. If you already know how much you are going to spend in expenses, contingencies, and savings, then it's time to choose the best way to stay within the budget. A first step may be to first cover all your fixed expenses. Another option is have a debit card in which you deposit these variable expenses and that you use as you make each consumption. In your first 2 months of budgeting, a good recommendation is that you write down the steps you took, how you paid off debts, and how you control your variable expenses. The idea is that if you make a mistake and get out of it, do not throw in the towel, just improve what you did wrong and do not repeat it the following month. So if writing down everything in a pencil and paper seems old-fashioned, remember that there are mobile applications that work very well to help you get organized. At first, your pockets may feel a little boxed in, but it's just a matter of time, discipline, and habits. Now let's talk about saving. Since the beginning of the video, I have mentioned the importance of saving, and although sometimes it's difficult, it is necessary to do so that you can, among other things, ensure your retirement. Don't know how to do it? You're in luck because I have a couple of tips that can help you. The first is to open a special savings account. To save fast, you need to separate the money and spend on your daily needs from the money you want to save. To do this, you will need a special savings account. This way, you won't be so easily tempted to dip into it to cover your daily expenses. And it will encourage you to stick to your daily budget by keeping your savings out of reach. Then, automate your savings. If you have a fixed monthly income, you can automate your savings to contribute each month. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings account every month. By automating your savings and keeping track of your expenses, you will further reduce the possibility of using this money to cover your daily expenses. The last tip I'm going to give you, and perhaps the most important, is to invest. Investing is the best way for you to keep your saved money generating more money. There are many options such as online businesses, cryptocurrencies, the stock market. The point is to invest your money to generate more profits and more savings. Saving for the future is not something simple, much less something you can do overnight. Although there are many tools and methods such as the 50-30-20 savings rule, the truth is that everything will depend on the goals and objectives you have for yourself. No one can save for you, only you. That's why it's super important that you start now rather than later, so that you won't regret it. And that's all for today, guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Also, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. You will be helping me a lot to keep uploading content for you guys. See you next time.
What you cooking, Tez? I'm trying to get to the bag. Sitting up counting the cash.